Baby, it do. That hurt your feelings. And it's okay to say it hurt your feelings. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to another video. Welcome to my channel. As you can tell by the title today, we are going to be talking about things that really just helps us be better human beings. Helps us understand ourselves more, understand others more. So if you are into that sort of thing and self-actualizing, making your life better, continue to watch this video. So on today's agenda, we are going to talk about defense mechanisms. And you know what? We use defense mechanisms on a daily. And I'm just going to name a few of the million that are out there of what defense mechanisms can look like just in our everyday lives. And we don't even recognize it. And one of the big players for that is Sigmund Freud. He is like the father of psychology. He is the one that put everything on the map that really fast forwards us into today and the things that we know, even if some of his techniques were a little out there, so to speak. So the first one, it is the obvious. I think all of us have seen it, right? Denial. People will deny you down. Now, it makes sense because when it comes to defense mechanisms, people do this out of survival. They do it because they don't want to kind of deal with what is in front of them. Survival skills or defense mechanisms really come into play when people experience any sort of anxious feelings, any angered feelings, any sort of bodily, emotional, logical instability. People go into defense mode. So it's very natural for the first instinct for your body is to potentially say, oh no, this is not happening. No, I could not have had that thing happen because if I did, then that means all these other things in my life would crash and burn. And who wants to see or feel that? Absolutely not. It's fine. Everything's fine. Even that saying things are not okay. Okay, and then we're moving on to number 2. We're going very quick. Displacement. Essentially where a person can be experiencing something, that anxiety, that anger, all those things that we talked about before, and all that energy, they kind of put it into something else. And I think the easiest example where this is portrayed the most is in children. Have you ever seen where a child had a hard day at school or, they had an issue with someone and instead of taking it out on that person, they use their parents as the punching bag or their siblings as the punching bag. They are misdirecting their anger and frustration into another place. And typically, the other place is always a place that they feel the most safe. Because I know if I go off on someone that I love and that I know loves me, they're less likely to give me a negative reaction than someone maybe that I don't like and that I gained or created all of this energy from and putting it in that area. So people do it all the time where they, even at work, they have a hard time at work and then they come home and they bring it to the people in their household because I can't take my energy out at work because baby, I need a job. Like I can't get fired from this job. So then I hold it all in, I grit and bear it, and then I get home and it just lets loose. Something's happening on the outside that they can't control. And they bring it to places where they feel like they have the most control. All right, and then we have number 3, which is rationalization. Now, this is essentially where, let's say, for instance, you applied for a job. And you applied for that job, you was excited, so excited about getting that job. You couldn't wait. You knew all the benefits that they had. You knew what the work day was going to look like. You knew how much you was getting paid. You were already thinking about where the dollars was going to go. You was going to probably put something in savings. You probably was going on a little shopping spree. Like you legit planned out what you wanted your life or your day to look like if you got this job, because this was just the job that you wanted. And then you get a denial letter. You get that denial email. Something tells you, no, we have not selected you to be an employee at this establishment. And the first thing when you are rationalizing what you would say, oh, well, that job didn't have paid time off anyway. Well, that job was too far for me to drive. Well, that job, insert whatever here. That is when you are trying to rationalize after being upset. You have experienced disappointment, frustration, anger, anything that took you off of your homeostasis, baseline, and your first reaction was to rationalize to get you back to being okay. And people do that a lot, where things don't work out the way that they want, and the first thing they do is just like, oh, you know what, it don't even matter. But baby, it do. That hurt your feelings. And it's okay to say it hurt your feelings, because we all have hopes, we all have dreams, we have a picture of how we want things to be, and when it doesn't come out that way, it hurts our feelings, and that is normal. It's okay to acknowledge that. And then our number 4, guys, we are moving quick into it, is sublimation. And you know what? Y'all know what this is. You've seen it time and time again. You just probably didn't know that it had a technical term to it. What a person does is that they take something that's not socially acceptable for like in society, and what they do is they pour that energy into something that is socially acceptable. So prime example, a person that likes to fight. Now, if you sitting there fighting in the street, baby, you gonna get locked up. That's probably where you going. However, if you like to fight, or your child likes to fight, and you put them in boxing, that is socially acceptable. They're putting all their aggression and their fighting into boxing, which is a sport which is widely respected. They're sublimating their aggression in another way that is socially acceptable. Same thing with comedy. Same thing with comedy. If you've had like a lot of comedians, when they talk about their life and they're joking about it, those was really some hard times back in the day. Like when that was happening, I'm sure it wasn't as funny as they are portraying it out to be, but they make a joke about it. So they are placing, like they are grabbing their pain, right? And they are putting it into something. I can almost say it's almost not only a defense mechanism, but a coping mechanism. And I do want to put out there that there is a difference between sublimation and displacement. Displacement, you're keeping that same energy and putting it into something else. Number one, you're not even actually targeting what created the frustration, the imbalance in the first place, and it's still likely to be there. Whereas with sublimation, you have this energy and you're putting it into something that actually relieves some of that frustration, relieves some of that unbalance. So it's almost like you're getting your cup poured into, but then you're pouring it out on the other side. So even though they're similar, there is a difference, and there is a release that happens. Now, before I end this video, I do want to ask you guys a question. Do you feel like a defense mechanism is a negative or a positive thing? Because I mean, defense mechanisms, all in all, even if they don't come out looking beautiful when they portray themselves, they are a way to protect you. They are protecting you for when you feel uneasy, unbalanced, when you are taken out of your baseline. So denial, displacement, rationalization, or sublimation are those bad things. So that is just what I wanted to share with you guys in this video. Again, I feel like I've been seeing defense mechanisms so much and working with clients that I was like, do people really be knowing what they doing when they be doing it? Probably not, because sometimes I don't even notice it. Sometimes I fall into these same categories, even with all the experience that I've had. So anyways, I hope that you guys took something away from this video. If you want to hear the other defense mechanisms there are, because there are more, there's like 7 in total, 7 or 8 that Freud identified. We can definitely talk about them. Just go on ahead and just comment down below if you are interested. And thank you guys just so much for watching this video. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in my next one, or see you in my lesson learns, because I post those too. So bye guys.